Thank you very much indeed, Melwyn. It's a pleasure to be here at EduTrex. Welcome to the UK is the title of my presentation. I've got quite a few slides, but don't worry if you don't get everything that I say, because the slides will be made available to you and you'll be able to visit our booth, the British Council booth. I have my colleagues there ready to answer questions. So what we'll cover today: about the UK, little bit about little general knowledge about the UK. We'll focus on what to do before you leave home, what it's like traveling to the UK at the moment, what will happen once you arrive there, what it's like to live in the UK, studying in the UK, and of course, very important at the moment, looking after yourself and your well-being. So a little bit about the UK. So big warm welcome for you. We pride ourselves on our open and inclusive way of life. In the UK, we hope that you will enjoy our rich cultural history, and our universities are among the most trusted and respected in the world. You'll develop the best and brightest ideas by studying in the UK. Of course, many of you already know this. The UK is the home of the English language, one of the most popular study destinations for international students, and many Omanis indeed, home to some of the world's greatest cultural events, from the Edinburgh Festival to Glastonbury Music Festival, a place where memories will last a lifetime. So this is what we'd like to highlight about the UK. So the official name, when we say the UK, it's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So there are 4 countries: England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. And the capital cities, for those of you who don't know, are London, Edinburgh, Belfast, and Cardiff. Many languages spoken, but the main language is English, in addition to Scots, Gaelic, and Welsh. And the currency, of course, is the pound. Few population statistics for you geographers out there. So as you can see, the biggest population is in England and the smallest population in Northern Ireland. Okay, so that can affect the decision you make about where you study. The UK is a very tolerant country. All ways of life are respected, regardless of religion. It's against the law to discriminate against anyone because of their race, nationality, or religion. And we have a deep commitment to supporting students' religious and cultural needs on campus. 20% of academic staff in the UK are actually from overseas. So you can connect to people from all over the world. Right, moving on to a really practical section of the presentation. What do you take with you? What do you do before you go? All right. In this section, we'll cover information from your UK university or institution and a checklist of things to arrange before you arrive in the UK. So make sure that you meet any deadlines set by your university or institution. Make sure you have a copy of your offer letter, which is known as a Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies, or CAS, as well as contact details for your university or institution. Your university or institution will have sent you information about your time in the UK. It'll include advice about all sorts of things, including academic matters, language, health and well-being, managing your money, or help with disabilities and accessibility. Make sure that you read that information carefully. So, what to arrange? There's a big checklist of things to arrange. Of course, number 1, your visa and passport, details relating to your biometric residence permit, which you will collect once you arrive in the UK. Obviously, your flight, accommodation, travel insurance, medical insurance. If you are to be in the UK for less than 6 months, and if necessary, a tuberculosis report. making sure you have your offer letter, and making sure you have a contact telephone number and email of your university or institution. Some universities offer a pickup service from UK airports. If so, arrange this before you travel. And if not, investigate what the options are, train or taxi for once you arrive. All right, so traveling to the UK. All important question. What do you put in your suitcase? What do you put in your carry-in luggage, and what not to put in your luggage? So the UK has seasons. You need to make sure you've got suitable clothing for when you arrive. So autumn, September to November is mixed temperatures. Winter is the coldest season, obviously, December to February, and the average temperature can be only 2 to 7 degrees, but the coldest can be below 0 degrees Celsius. Then we have spring, March to May, and summer, June to August, where average temperatures can be between 9 to 18 degrees Celsius, but the hottest can be up to 30 degrees Celsius, particularly if you're in the south, London and further south. So make sure you've got a range of clothing for all seasons. You might also want to take a few sets of formal wear or traditional wear. So carry-on luggage. Valid passport, visa, I think that's an obvious one. Travel ticket, departure details, offer letter, there's all sorts of things here. Medical insurance, copies of bank drafts, information about your bank account, contact details, information about your airport, pickup, train, etc. And a bit of UK money to cover your immediate needs. Otherwise, you'll be able to withdraw at the airport, so don't worry too much about that. If you take medication, make sure you've got enough to take with you. You'll be able to arrange a new prescription once you've registered with a doctor in the UK. It's always a good idea to save digital copies of any important documents to your email or cloud storage. Right, what not to pack. So make sure that you don't pack any banned or restricted items, drugs, weapons, indecent materials, pepper spray, counterfeit goods. There are many restricted foods, just as there are in other countries. Meat and meat products, milk, dairy products, potatoes, fruit, vegetables, egg, fish, and fishery products. For more information, it's best to visit www.gov.uk and you'll find the full list there. Okay, the exciting bit. What happens when you arrive? So in this section, we'll cover the immediate arrival, what happens at immigration, then how do you get to your place of study, how do you register your stay, and how do you settle in, how do you adjust to life in a new country if you're unfamiliar with the UK and you don't have any friends or relatives to support you there. So, not dissimilar from other countries, you follow the arrival sign to immigration for passport control. After passing immigration or passport control, you move onwards to baggage reclaim or collect your luggage, and then on to customs control. And you either exit through green if you don't have any restricted goods, which is a good idea, or red if you have something to declare, but you're not sure what you should declare. Right, so how do you get to your place of study? Ensure that you've got the contact details. Airports and train stations in the UK have very helpful information desks providing travel advice for your onward journey. There's always somebody to help you, so don't worry too much. Tickets for travel and most taxi services will accept payment by credit or debit card. And if not, you can use UK money that you brought with you or withdraw on arrival from an ATM. And there are ATMs in the airports, in the train stations. If your institution offers a pickup service, then arrange that in advance. and that might be a good idea, especially if you're arriving at a strange hour. It's probably nice to be greeted by a friendly face. Okay, well, in the current context, it's very important to talk about, spend some time talking about this slide. So, self-isolation guidance. Many students will need to self-isolate for 14 days on arrival due to COVID-19. We're in a completely different context at the moment, so this is really important information. Students arriving in England may be exempt if their country is listed as a COVID-19 travel corridor country. For details of that, read the UK government guidance on how to self-isolate on arrival, and that list may keep changing. So there's no point in me talking about that list now. You need to look on the UK government website to find out which countries are in that travel corridor list at the time that you're traveling. And plan for those extra 14 days of not being able to attend classes. That's really important. So if your course starts at the beginning of October, then you need to be in the UK by mid-September. Tell your institution where you will be so that you can get support with food, online induction, orientation, etc. How do you register your stay? So you need to collect your biometric residence permit within 10 days of your arrival. And there's a link there, which will be available, the slides will be available after my presentation that you can visit to find out more information. You also need to register with the police within 7 days of getting your BRP. And then register with your place of study. So your university will guide you on how to the UK. Right, after you've got the admin out of the way, what's it like living in the UK? So we're going to talk a little bit about accommodation, about money, managing your finances, culture, and everyone's favourite topic, food and drink. So how do you settle in and adjust to life in the UK? I think on the whole, it's a friendly country. I might be biased, and I'm from Manchester, so I'm very biased about Manchester. It's a very friendly city. Most people will help you adjust to our way of life. Staff at the university will be great. They'll be a good first contact for you to ask any questions that you have, and they'll offer help and advice whenever you need it. Be prepared for the food, the way our transport works, and British weather. They say that you can get all 4 seasons in one day. So often you will find that in the UK, people wear layers, they carry an umbrella, they might carry a coat, a hat. They're always prepared for any eventuality. So travel and transport options vary by location. There are very good road and rail networks, bus and taxi services, as well as internal flights between UK airports. So there's lots of different options depending on your budget and how much time you've got to get from A to B. And you can find more information about this at the links provided there. So, accommodation. Where do you live? What option do you take? Don't panic. If you can't make a decision immediately, there's always temporary accommodation that you can find while you make up your mind and decide where exactly you'd like to live. University institutions provide accommodation, an extra level of support and security if you'd like to take that option. Or you can look for your own private accommodation, rent your own place, or share a flat, share a house. There's lots of different options. But do your research and decide what you think is best for you. There's also an option. There's a voluntary organisation called Host UK that has a network of friendly, welcoming UK residents who are happy to offer a room to international students. So if you don't want to be alone, if you'd like to be in a family setup, that might be an option you want to consider. And then you'll also have the added benefit of experiencing firsthand UK culture and lifestyle from inside a family. So it might feel more real to you, but it's not for everyone. You have to think about what's best for you. But there are deadlines for applications, so make sure you apply in advance. Right, onto the money question. How do you manage your finances? The best thing is to open a UK bank account as soon as possible. There's a number of different banks, and many universities have on-campus university-based branches. You can find out more information from the link there. Your living costs will vary according to the type of accommodation you've opted for, how much you want to travel, where you are in the UK. Some cities are more expensive than others. It's important that you have a realistic idea of what your living costs will be before you arrive in the UK. So you should expect a budget from between £800 to £1,300 to cover your rent, bills, entertainment, and other living costs. Your institution will be able to advise you on more detailed local costs of living and where to shop locally. And you can find more information about rent, fees, and other living costs at the link there on the slide. There's an international student budget calculator which you can use to help plan your budget if you're very Union of Students card and the International Student Identity card that offer great discounts in many shops, restaurants, and businesses. On campus. So lots of, once you've finished studying, lots of options for culture and leisure. The Students' Union organises all kinds of social functions. There's something for everybody, whether you want a book club or a night out in a restaurant or a theatre. There are many clubs and societies that you can join. Many UK universities have on-campus sports facilities as well as clubs that you might like to join. And some UK universities have their own cinemas on campus, offering a chance for you to see films at discounted prices. Off campus. So what do you do at the weekend when you've got a week off? Lots of things to do and explore in the UK. As I've said, 4 different countries with lots of different cultural sites for you to explore. The UK is packed with museums, theatres, and other cultural attractions. On the subject of music, we have some of the world's largest music venues, the O2 Arena in London being one of them, and the world famous Glastonbury Festival, which I mentioned earlier. Many world-renowned artists play in the UK. In terms of cinema, almost every town and city have a cinema, with films from around the world, from Hollywood releases to more independent films. And in terms of sport, well, most of you will probably know that we're quite fanatical about sport. I won't mention which football team I support, coming from Manchester, in case there are any other Mancunians in the room. But every kind of sport here, and many of our athletes and clubs lead the world. Food and drink. All sorts of food and drink available, international, whether it's Indian food, traditional English food, Chinese, Spanish, Italian, I mean, any food, Iranian, you name it, we've got it. Restaurants, takeaways, food halls, supermarkets cater for an international tasting food as well. Very well stocked. So don't think, oh no, I must take lots of food from Oman because I won't be able to find it there. You'll be surprised at what you can find. And there are Omani restaurants in some cities in the UK. All pubs, bars and restaurants offer a wide range of non-alcoholic drinks. So there's something for everyone on the food and drink side. Right, studying in the UK in 2020. So this is really critical at the moment in the current context. I want to talk a little bit about safety and well-being. You've heard already a lot today about blended learning, so I won't talk a lot about that. But let's talk about safety. So all UK universities are working hard to follow government guidance to be ready to welcome students. Each of the 4 UK countries are taking their own approach to reopening the country after lockdown. There's information and guidance, but it varies across the 4 countries. So you need to look at the country guidance at www.gov.uk according to which country you're going to. 97% of universities are preparing to deliver some in-person teaching, that's face-to-face teaching this term. There are large audience teaching. Lectures will be delivered online in cases supported by online discussions. Face-to-face study will be in small groups and will be made safer through bubbles. Courses with practical teaching sessions will be delivered in a safe way with physical distancing and personal protective equipment. And many UK institutions are developing exciting and innovative examples of high quality blended learning. Tier 4 sponsors can sponsor international students for blended learning for 2021 academic year. For more information, you need to visit your university's website. Well-being, really, really important. Health and well-being of international students is paramount for UK universities, and they're working to make sure that they are prepared, that they're safe and supported. A programme of mental health support for students during COVID-19 has been created by Student Minds, which is the UK's mental health charity for students. Universities are putting measures in place to make sure campuses are clean and completely compliant with government guidelines. And the UK provide guidance and cleaning and non-healthcare settings, covering student accommodation and other spaces within the community. So there's a lot of guidance and all universities are following that guidance. And the timing of teaching being carefully considered with flexible timetabling to avoid too many students on campus at the same time. But again, you need to contact your chosen university to find out what their approach is during this pandemic. So looking after yourself, as I've said, is critical. In this section, we'll cover the NHS, that's the National Health Service, your personal safety, abiding by the UK law, and where you can get more help and advice from. So the UK's National Health Service, or known as NHS, provides subsidised treatment and healthcare to international students. And as part of your visa application, you'll pay an immigration health surcharge, and that will allow you to use the NHS for consulting a general practitioner on any physical or mental health issues or accident and emergency services. The NHS. Other parts of the NHS are chargeable, and these include medicines prescribed by a doctor, eye tests and eye care, dental care, vaccinations, although some are free, and a doctor's note or sick certificate. You can register with a local doctor or GP where you live or on campus at your local student medical centre. To do this, you'll need your passport, student ID, proof of address, and a photograph. Your GP can refer you to a National Health Service dentist on request. General inquiries, there's all the links are there for you to explore in more detail from the comfort of your own home. The UK is generally a very safe country with relatively low levels of crime and violence. Staff at your university will help you with any concerns specific to your location. Community police officers or campus-based security staff can also give you practical and reassuring guidance on your personal safety. Make sure you attend the orientation course at your university for your briefing about keeping safe. In case of emergencies, you can call 999 from any telephone, including mobile phones. And the police, fire and ambulance services can all be contacted calling that same number. And for non-emergencies, you can call 101. Abiding by the law. Again, I can only give you an overview. You need to look at this in more detail, but it's a good idea, as in any country, to follow all local rules and national laws. The UK is proud to be a diverse country, so you should respect all people and cultures. Failure to follow laws could lead to a fine or a cancellation of your visa. Many places that you can turn to for help and advice while you're in the UK. Contact someone at your university, could be a tutor or a supervisor, it could be your institution's student welfare service. It could also contact someone at your place of worship. Any questions? I've given you a lot of information in a short amount of time. Please do visit the British Council booth. I have colleagues there now and they'll be there again tomorrow. So please do leave your email address in the chat, ask your question, and we'll get back to you.